Well, hello, good people and Eagle fans. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. So we have the Jeremy Fowler talking about Jalen Ramsey and the possibility of the Cowboys might be interested in him, right? You saw everything just kind of went dark there for a second. Was that like, some football god sending a message? I don't know. But let's go to the tape here and figure out, is this something the Cowboys should do?
That's not necessarily the case for Jalen Ramsey. He's probably waiting with a little bit more bated breath. Any updates on his situation and a potential trade there?
Yes, I was told Miami has been in contact and in talks with several teams about Ramsey. So nothing imminent yet, in part because of that $24 million in guarantees that he is owed in 2025. The Dolphins haven't shown a willingness to pay a lot of that money. Neither do teams. Now, the LA Rams have been loosely involved here. They won a Super Bowl with Ramsey. They're very familiar with the player. Nothing hard and fast, though, as far as a deal. NFC East could be one to watch. Dallas Cowboys, look, they made 3 trades this offseason, 4 players on rookie deals. Could they make a 4th trade on a NFL veteran who's on a bigger contract? Certainly, but they need cornerback help. When I checked with somebody in Dallas, they said, look, it's possible we might not be done. It's slow right now, but, we could always be looking to add.
That's not necessarily the case.
Okay, so we could always be looking to add. And, Jalen Ramsey, he's a good player. He's a good player. Now, he is 30 years old, and there is some problems with Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey's cap number this year is $16 million. Let me pull up Jalen Ramsey over the cap. Because he's due $16 million, I believe, this year. And let's look at it and see. Let's pull it up. He's owned $16 million this year. Wow. 25. Now, the good part of this is if you were to go ahead and get Jalen Ramsey, let's pull it up here real quick. If you were to get Jalen Ramsey, you see what his number is for this year. His cap number is $16 million. He's got $24 million that's guaranteed. Let's pull this down just a little bit here so we can see there we go. He is due $16 million this year. This is the last of his guaranteed money, which is $24 million. Now, it does because he basically has no guaranteed money left. His cap number is 25 next year. See, the problem for the Miami Dolphins is he's got that $49 million worth of dead money. If he is, let's see if we can see what it looks like. Post June 1st trade. Let's pull that up. Trade post June 1st. You see what happens there, right? If they trade him after June 1st, you see that the dead money ends up being $6.7 million, and they save $9.9 million. So if they're going to trade him, they're going to wait till after June 1st, because if you do it pre-June 1st, let's go pre-June 1st, boom, you take 25. Which would you take? Would you take him 25? No, you would go ahead and say, we'll eat $6.7 million of his contract and save that 9.9, and then we're done. We're done. So for them, they would definitely want to move on, because you see the escalator clauses in there. His contract goes 25 next year, 26 to 27, and 36 and 28. So they don't want to be on the chain for that thing. So that's where their thought is. Now, you're going to have to give up draft capital. I don't know what it's going to be. Is it going to be a 4th round pick? Is it going to be a 5th? I can't remember what Miami gave up for him, but I guarantee it was more than that. Instead of Jalen Ramsey and making the trade for it, what if, because I think people forgot about this, y'all might not remember the Cowboys brought in Stephon Gilmore. Now Jalen Ramsey, if we look at his stats here, okay, according to the boys at Pro Football Focus, and take it as you will. They say Dak Prescott is 17th as far as being a quarterback, and just 2 years ago he was a runner-up MVP. People will say, well, it's because he was hurt last year and so on. Well, wasn't Trevor Lawrence hurt? So how's Trevor Lawrence, who's done absolutely nothing up there? But be that as it may, they have Jalen Ramsey at 16th best overall grade at cornerback, right? So draft pick and big contract, and you're tied in for a while. Or you can rent him, I guess, for a year and then let him go. But I don't think you're really going to do that. People forgot that we did bring in Stephon Gilmore. Now, I'm not going to say Stephon Gilmore is Jalen Ramsey. He's not anymore. His grade, 63.9. It is a step down, but you don't have to trade for him. And he's probably going to be about $7 million. So you could bring in Stephon Gilmore and be a bridge for Diggs and for Savon Ravel. And he does help make your secondary better than what it is right now. I don't think there's any doubt on that one. So if we're talking about making a move that helps the team right now, that's a veteran presence, that doesn't cost you a whole lot, that has experience of being here, to me, I'm looking at Stephon Gilmore, unless we're talking about, a 5th round pick for Jalen Ramsey, and that the Vikings maybe eat some of that contract. I think that would be the more prudent move for us. Now, you can have a difference of opinion. You can say, well, Jalen Ramsey is going to be better than, Stephon Gilmore. He is 4 years younger. I will give you that. But he's still 30 years old. Now, the Dallas Cowboys thus far, the moves that they have made, they've gotten away from anybody that's got any age on them. We were talking about Amari Cooper coming back and stuff, and there was, the talk of him being here. But again, Amari Cooper, he's, 30 years old, 31 years old. And they decided to go with George Pickens. And you look at pretty much every signing they have, the oldest person that they signed was Dante Fowler, who's 30 years of age. So it may be that the Cowboys are looking at this and saying, we're building this roster for the longer haul, and we want to have guys that are younger in the mix. And, Dak Prescott currently is the elder statesman at 31 years of age. So we'll see if there's anything to this, or if, people forgot that Stephon Gilmore did come by a few weeks back for a visit, and maybe he's the guy that might be in the mix to help the Cowboys out. That's the kind of move that Stephen Jones would like to make. Doesn't like to give up that draft capital, and would be definitely cheap. So we'll see what we see. Hope y'all having a great holiday weekend, and I'll see you soon.
It's sad anymore. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Stewardess, please let me handle this.
I gotta get out of here.
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one on the phone. Everything's gonna be all right. Please.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
I gotta get out of here.